Hello everyone, so welcome to my playlist on vector calculus. Today we will see the notion of Laplacian operator and its connection with the gradient operator. In last lecture we talked about the gradient operator. This is the second operator that we will discuss about, which is nothing but the Laplacian operator. And this is denoted by nabla square. Like nabla is for gradient, nabla square is for Laplacian, and some author also use delta as the notation. Okay, so both the notation is fine. Since I am referring Kreyszig book, so I will keep nabla square as a notation. Okay, now how do you define Laplacian operator? Okay, so for that, suppose if you have a real valued function or a scalar valued function, that means output is a real number. So suppose here you are having x1, x2 up to xn. These are your independent variables, and output is f of x1, x2 up to xn, which is a real number. So f is this is a dependent variable which is depending on x1 to xn. Now what was gradient was doing? So gradient was taking this scalar valued function, and when we applied gradient operator, your output was a vector valued function. What Laplacian do? It will take a scalar valued function, and when you apply the Laplacian operator to this scalar valued function, your output will again be a scalar valued function. Okay, so that's what the Laplacian do. And again the same thing. The reason why this is called as operator, the same reason here as well. Here the input is again a function. So whenever your domain is a collection of function, then we call such a function to be an operator. That means nabla square is a function, but for nabla square your input is again a function. Therefore we call this as a operator. And how do you define this nabla square? Nabla square is nothing but the sum of second order partial derivatives. Not all second order, only with the same base, like dabba square by dabba x1 square plus dabba square by dabba x2 square up to dabba square by dabba xn square. So for the gradient it was a vector, and here you can see once I apply f to this, I am taking f with respect to x1 twice, f with respect to x2 x2 plus f with respect to xn xn. That means I am summing this up. So it's a scalar valued function. So output is a scalar valued function. Okay, and that means what I'm saying is you apply f to nabla square, this will be what? F x1 x1 plus f x2 x2 plus f xn xn, or dabba square f by dabba x1 square and so on. So you apply f over here, means you apply f to this, you apply f to this, and then f comes inside, you have these quantities. So that's how you define your Laplacian operator, and sometimes also denoted as delta f. So yeah, so keep this diagram in mind. Scalar to vector, scalar to scalar. In next lecture we will see other way, vector to other way we will see. Okay, so now let's see some example and some nice properties of a Laplacian operator. Okay, now let's take a simple example. So f of xy is x square plus y square. This is a scalar valued function. Yes, because output is a number. So what is Laplacian of f? Which is nothing but you take dabba square f by dabba x square plus dabba square f by dabba y square, and this is nothing but when you differentiate it once with respect to x, you get 2x, and again you differentiate with respect to x, you get 2. This with respect to y is 2y. Again you differentiate with respect to y, you get 2. So answer is 4. Okay, so you got a constant over here. You need not always get a constant. So for example, let me take say xy say upon z square. Okay, now I want to find what is Laplacian of f. Okay, so for this I want to find what is f with respect to x. It is y upon z square. Okay, because y upon z square is constant, with respect to x is 1. So this you have, what is f xx? Differentiate this with respect to x is 0. What is f with respect to y? It is x upon z square, and therefore your f y will be 0. And what is f with respect to z? It is minus 2xy upon z cube. And again if you differentiate with respect to z, this will be 6xy upon, upon z raised to 4. So therefore Laplacian of f is nothing but fxx plus fyy plus fzz. So which is nothing but 3xy upon 4. So this is the Laplacian for this function. Okay, so Laplacian comes into, in dynamics and differential equations, Laplacian comes many times, and many functions satisfies Laplacian equation. That's why people study Laplacian operator. Okay, now let's see a couple of properties of Laplacian, and then we will see how it is connected with the gradient operator. Now the very basic is, suppose if you have f and g as a scalar valued functions, then what can you say about Laplacian of f plus g? And also we will see what can you say about Laplacian of f minus g. Okay, so Laplacian of f plus g is nothing but dabba square by dabba x1 square of f plus g plus dabba square by dabba xn square of f plus g. But we know that partial derivatives are linear in nature. Linear as in what? You can take this inside, dabba square f by dabba x1 square plus dabba square g by dabba x1 square, plus you can do for x2 also, dabba square f by dabba x2 square plus dabba square g by dabba x2 square up to dabba square f by dabba xn square plus dabba square g by dabba xn square. Now you combine the terms of f, and when you add those terms of f, you have Laplacian of f, plus when you add the terms of g, it is nothing but the Laplacian of g. So Laplacian is also linear in nature. That means this goes inside. Okay, and the same proof works for minus also. When you have minus everywhere, then here you will have minus, 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 and this will become minus. So Laplacian is linear in nature. Okay, and the same proof works for linearity. Actually you should say two properties. So what is k times f, where k is any real number? Again I won't be doing this proof. This is k times Laplacian of f, because here you will have kf, k will come outside, so you have k times Laplacian of f. Okay, so try to prove this. If you get stuck, you can ask me in the comment section. Okay, so from this you can say that similarly as that of partial derivatives, your Laplacian is also a linear transformation or a linear map. Okay, and now let's come to the last property on how Laplacian is connected with gradient operator. So we saw Laplacian of addition, subtraction, scalar multiplication. Now what can you say about Laplacian of the product? So let's try to see that. So this is nothing but, so let me do this for 3 variables, because for n variables it will be too big to write. Okay, but you can try for n variables. So what is this? Dabba square by dabba x square of fg. So this is what we have by the definition of Laplacian. Now what is this? Again you apply the product rule. Okay, so what is this? This is dabba by dabba x of fg. Right? You do the same thing everywhere. This is what you have. Okay, I've just splitted this, dabba by dabba x, dabba by dabba x. Now we go one by one. So dabba by dabba x of, what is this? F into g with respect to x plus g into f with respect to x plus dabba by dabba y of f into g with respect to y plus g into f with respect to y plus dabba by dabba z of f into g with respect to z plus g into f with respect to z. Right, the simple product rule. Now you apply this over here. So dabba by dabba x of this. So again you have to apply the product rule. So for this you have f into gxx plus gx into f with respect to x. So this is fx. So this 2 term is only for the first term. Similarly dabba by dabba x of this, which is nothing but g into fxx plus gx into fx. Again I applied the product rule, and similarly you do everywhere. So this will be fy into gy. Okay, so f into gyy plus gy into fy. Now you apply for this function. So it will be g into fyy plus fy into gy, and similarly for the last term, f into gzz plus gz into fz plus g into fzz plus fz into gz. Cool. Now what can you take out common? Now here you can see you have xx, you have fyy, and you have fzz. Sorry, fzz is where? It is here. So from these three terms you can take out g outside. What is left? fxx plus fyy plus fzz. Okay, good. Now similarly for g also, so gxx, gyy and gzz. So plus f into gxx plus gyy plus gzz means double derivatives. Okay, now what is left? 1, this 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. These 6 terms are left. Now what is this? This is nothing but, if you observe, okay, so this is nothing but 2 times gx fx plus 2 times gy fy plus 2 times, so this is nothing but 2 times, if you observe, fx comma fy comma fz dot product with gx comma gy comma gz. So because everything was repeating twice, so I wrote 2 over here, then fx into gx plus fy into gy plus fz into gz, the dot product. And therefore this is nothing but g times Laplacian of f plus f times Laplacian of g plus 2 times grad f dot product with grad g. Okay, so you have one extra term over here. For the product rule, usually you have something into derivative plus other way into derivative. You have only 2 terms. But for Laplacian, in product you have 3 terms. And here you can see gradient coming into picture. So when you take the Laplacian of the product of 2 functions, you get gradient into the picture. So that's the connection between the Laplacian and the gradient. There are some more that we will see in the coming lecture. So yeah, this is the place where I would like to stop. I have not talked about the division. What is Laplacian of f by g? Even I have not solved, but you can give a try. And if you get stuck, you can ask me in the comment section. And if this concept is clear, do not forget to like, subscribe and share. Thank you.